has been and continues to be a constant reminder of Los Angeles' drive to be the city of tomorrow.
Hello everyone, I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Influenza or the flu can affect people very seriously. However, there are some preventive measures anyone can take to reduce the likelihood of catching the virus. We got the latest information from Keck Medicine of USC.
Influenza is a viral illness. It typically causes what many of us refer to as common cold symptoms: sore throat, runny nose, fevers, muscle aches, chills. It can lead to serious illness, including pneumonia and hospitalization in some cases. You catch the flu from other people. If you know that somebody's sick, you can wear a mask and you can get vaccinated with the seasonal influenza virus vaccine. If you get the flu vaccine now, you can protect yourself for the remainder of the flu season. The flu virus went into a bit of a dormancy during COVID because everybody was wearing a mask, everybody was taking precautions, so we had some seasons where the flu virus really wasn't very prominent. Now, we're no longer taking those precautions, and because a lot of us didn't catch the flu in the last few years, some of our immunity to the flu virus has waned. In addition, in recent years, more and more people have decided not to get vaccinated. The flu vaccine is safe and effective. One of the main reasons to get it is it reduces the likelihood that your influenza will be a severe disease. Some people with the flu do get very sick, do end up in the hospital, and do die, unfortunately. It's a more serious virus than maybe some of the other viruses that cause a common cold. If you don't get the flu, you're not going to pass it along to somebody else. You may have somebody in your life, an elderly parent or a young child, who may be more at risk for severe disease. And also you want to be contributing to keeping our society healthy and safe. It's not just for yourself, although it will benefit you to get the flu vaccine, but it's also, to help protect those around you.
The Palisades Library was totally destroyed in the wildfire, but that is not going to be the end of their story. With a relief fund to help staff and another to help the recovery of services, the Library Foundation of Los Angeles and LA Public Library are writing the Palisades branch a new chapter.
Well, with all Angelenos, I was watching the news like everyone else, and I was certainly very concerned and watching the progress of the fires, and it wasn't until that morning after that I had learned that the library was a complete loss, and it was just devastating, and it was a loss for everyone who works here. Because libraries are centers of community, they're essential, they serve absolutely everybody. Building that center of community back and building it back as quickly as we can. There is a great sense of urgency in the city to do that.
Within days of the wildfires breaking out, the Library Foundation of Los Angeles created two funds. The first was the Palisades Branch Recovery Fund, and the second was the LAPL Staff Emergency Fund. We realized that there was so much devastation within the Palisades community, so the Palisades Recovery Fund was quickly able to provide frontline staff to offer Wi-Fi, hotspots, laptops, power banks, even services like story time and arts and crafts for people in the community. The LAPL Emergency Staff Fund provides really direct access and resources for the staff and librarians that lost their homes. Within days of setting up both of these funds, we received so much support from really across the nation and internationally. To date, we've raised over $200,000 from over 400 donors.
Our wonderful, dedicated, dear, fabulous staff, they've been through so much, and some even lost their homes and lived in that community. They are now working in different libraries in that area, and in the immediate aftermath of the fire, they were, just like many of our staff throughout the system, were working in the disaster recovery center, helping people in that navigate FEMA and all the other services that they needed. They continue to serve the community. That's the bottom line. They continue to serve the community. One of the things we're so lucky about at the LA Public Library is that we have an outstanding outreach team that is always going beyond the four walls of our libraries and into the community to provide services, to sign people up for library cards, to bring technology to communities, to bring programming, children's activities, story times out into the community. So having that asset is really important when we've suffered a loss of an entire branch library. And we look forward to taking those outreach vehicles, our book bike, our outreach librarians, and other services into the Palisades as that community comes back.
Now to Atwater for the reopening of a playground. With more shade overhead and more play structures, the Chevy Chase playground has upped its game for the younger users of the park.
So today we are here at Chevy Chase Rec Center at the reopening of the playgrounds. We refurbished these. It took a few months to get them up, but from 2 to 5-year-olds and 5 to 12-year-olds, they'll now have new facilities where they can romp around and have a great time.
As you can see, there's new shade structures over these new playgrounds. There's all types of adventurous things for the kids to get involved with, so it's just a great new addition to this gym here in Atwater Village.
We really use the space a lot. The kids love it. My son uses it all. Yeah, he's using the basketball courts, he's using the playground, he uses the skate park, and also the rec center inside for basketball and karate. So we love it here.
Our rec centers are a place where families can come, have a great time, the kids can exercise, parents can get a little break, and so we want to make these hubs as accessible as possible, and so rebuilding them is a priority for our office.
It's a fresh new look for the park. It brightens up this entire complex, and it gives parents a place to bring their kids so they can just expel all that energy that they have. It's just going to be a great asset for this community.
It's great to come here because the community is hanging out. There's a lot of other kids from the neighborhood, and the kids know each other. They know each other from their sports. You can just show up here, hit the skate park, so it's really fun.
We just like to invite all of the Atwater community to come out to this amazing facility. We have a number of programs here. We offer a variety of after-school programs, classes, all of these wonderful opportunities for your kids to come and enjoy recreation.
The parks will always be a place where people can come and have a great time, and so they'll continue to be a priority for my office.
LA City's Emergency Management Department has tips to help you prepare for disasters. Los Angeles World Airports launches its 10th season of musical performances at LAX, and the Do Not Drink Water notice has been lifted for the Pacific Palisades. These stories up next on City Beat.
As spring approaches, the Los Angeles City Emergency Department, or EMD, wants Angelinos to know it's important to be prepared for an emergency. The EMD states that disasters are a matter of when, and you can prepare by documenting your property beforehand and making sure you have adequate insurance coverage. For alerts, warnings, and up-to-date information, sign up for the City of LA's free mass notification system, Notify LA, at emergency.lacity.gov/notifyla. Be prepared for any disaster by creating a checklist for your critical documents and valuables in case of an emergency and for insurance purposes. To find out more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. Los Angeles World Airports, known as LAWA, announced the Winter-Spring 2025 lineup for LAX Presents, a curated music series at Los Angeles International Airport. In partnership with Rum & Humble and Dub Lab, the series is staged in locations across domestic and international terminals and runs through June 2025. According to LAWA, LAX Presents elevates the airport to a thoughtful venue for experimentation and forward-thinking philosophy in the arts. Celebrating its 10th season, LAWA is pleased to host 16 standout artists in a variety of music genres in the first half of this year. For more information, go to lawa.org/news-releases. In a continued effort to lead the recovery from the LA wildfires in the Palisades, Mayor Karen Bass announced the Do Not Drink notice has been lifted as of March 7, 2025. The LA Department of Water and Power, LADWP, worked 7 days a week to flush and test the water pipes, working closely with the state to meet the requirements to safely lift the Do Not Drink notice entirely. This announcement was made with recovery leaders at the city's new Unified Utilities Rebuild Operations Center, where staff works directly with LADWP customers and contractors. Mayor Bass also worked with Governor Gavin Newsom's office to ensure homeowners can access as-built plans and allow the city to automatically reissue permits for homes built in recent years. To find more information, go to mayor.lacity.gov/press.
Throughout her career, council member Eunices Hernandez has brought a unique perspective to finding solutions for Angelenos. As part of Women's Heritage Month, Hernandez recognizes the importance of women's leadership, both her own and that of others who will follow.
Today is a very special day. Even though we wish it was all the time, today we celebrate.
Women's Heritage Month, for me, it means that we as women are not only uplifted and like we recognize our leadership, but what I've had to learn is that you have what you need already inside of you, because oftentimes the perspectives you bring wouldn't be brought if it wasn't for you. And so stand in your power, stand in the space, and make sure that you hold the door open for others so that other women can follow. There's a few people that I looked up to as a child, like Frida Kahlo, who is a Mexican artist. You know, she's a person who didn't fit into a lot of the boxes that during that time, like, women were forced to be in. But the main person I looked up to is my mom. She's someone who motivated me to seek justice for communities that don't have a voice. And I hope one day I can fill her shoes. Growing up, I played basketball in high school, and I did track and field in high school and college. I was a hammer thrower, and one of my coaches was Kara Heads, who was one of the first women to compete in Olympic weightlifting for the United States, and she trained me one of my years when I was doing track.
It takes teamwork. It takes a lot of people to make this happen, so I hope you all see that there's people that are committed to making this work, to giving more people access.
For me, a lot of the work that I've done, not only as a community advocate, but here is try to make sure that we can support organizations that are doing the work to support women, trans women, gender health, other services, getting people housed, and for me, that's a priority.
This is a win-win for everybody.
I feel incredibly honored to be a part of a moment in time in history where the council is a majority women. We know we have different perspectives, different values, but we are very collaborative and we'll work with each other. And I think that's really important to note, but also to sit with, right? Because there are other women that are gonna come behind us. We wanna make sure that we can make room for all of them. And so it's heavy responsibility. My message to people who are thinking about running for office, particularly women, don't be afraid. This is a new time. So do it, lánzate, build a community, and it's gonna be hard, but you can do it.
From being on LA's Youth Council to taking her own council seat, and from being a cheerleader in school to being a cheerleader for others, Councilmember Imelda Padilla knows that it's never too soon to get involved. As part of Women's Heritage Month, Padilla encourages others to do the same.
To me, Women's Heritage Month is a time where we remember and recognize those who helped pave the way for those of us who are in spaces where once upon a time women were not necessarily at the table, and that's why people like me are in places like this now. I had a lot of great teachers in high school. I had teachers that very much encouraged me to go to college. Some CD6 pride in the house. I was very active with cheerleading and track meet, and I was very active with extracurricular activities. One of the activities that I used to do after school when I was in high school was part of the Olivia Mitchell LA Youth Council. It's named that, but I was actually there when she was a staffer and running it. So I've known Miss Olivia Mitchell for a long time, and I learned a lot about the city there, and I also found my voice in being able to talk about how I perceive issues in my community. One of my favorite parts about becoming a council member at this time in history is that we are close to half women. The most exciting part is that we all have very different backgrounds, and I feel like we're such a reflection of the communities that we represent. So voters really chose somebody that embodies their district. We bring that perspective of our communities and our own individual stories, and we do definitely collaborate a lot more when it comes to things that we don't necessarily agree on. So it's refreshing, it feels a little less intimidating. It very much feels like we're a group that's ready to get stuff done and challenge old norms. My advice to anyone who is considering running for public office is that it's never too early to start. Pick your passion, pick your issues, and start to build your base.
LA's public library is bigger than buildings and so much more than books. As it looks to the future, City Librarian John Szabo spoke to Stacy Lieberman of the Library Foundation of Los Angeles to discuss how the library can continue to support every Angelino's story.
We're here at Central Library for a really interesting program called Beyond the Stacks, the Library of the Future, where the city librarian John Szabo and I will be in conversation about the importance of our libraries in civic life and the role they play in inspiring Angelinos and providing the resources they need, and also responding to what's needed in the future.
I want Angelinos to know that their public library system is dynamic. It is constantly evolving. All of the things that they expect from their public library, all of those warm, fuzzy things that they might remember from their childhood about libraries, still happen in our central library and our 72 branches across the city.
So the Beyond the Stacks event today brings together a lot of different stakeholders for the library and just general library lovers. We're really excited for them to learn more about the incredible and impactful work that the library is doing. When we think about what we can do, we always think about how libraries are bigger than buildings and more than just books.
There's so much to talk about. I think the important role that libraries play in digital equity, the fact that we check out laptops and mobile Wi-Fi hotspots through our Tech2Go program, all of the work that we do serving teens and young people with Teens Leading Change, which is entirely funded by the Library Foundation, all of the programs that we have around early childhood literacy with toddlers, our Read Baby Read program, which is our effort to establish a relationship as early as we possibly can with young Angelinos, providing books and resources to parents with newborns. All of the services that the library provides to Los Angeles' immigrant communities, helping people take that first step on the path to citizenship, our exhibitions, and also I hope that they'll know that we're a caretaker of the history of Los Angeles, because we want the library to be a place for everyone's stories and a place where those stories are preserved as well.
There was a lot of really great information shared at today's forum, at today's panel. It was very fascinating to me because I, once again, was brought back to the sentiment of, I had no idea the library did this. So for everyone who attended today, I hope that their main takeaway is that the library is continuing to be active in the community, that they can be reassured that regardless of whatever social political upheaval is currently going on in the country and the world, that there are hubs of people, good people, who are willing to help out.
For those who couldn't attend in person, the program will be available online, and they too can be inspired about all that the Central Library and all of the Los Angeles Public Library branches do in our city.
A recent event at City Hall shone a spotlight on the community champions who are making a difference every day. LA Council President Marquise Harris Dawson, Councilmember Curran Price, and Councilwoman Heather Hutt came together to honor this legacy of community in African American history.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know you can't wait, right? I can't hear you. Here's the forecourt celebrating African American Heritage Month. This is a culmination celebration that we're having right here at City Hall. It's so exciting to be here celebrating community champions who are doing a good job in our communities.
We wanted to honor some folks in our community that do the work every day, building and making community. Let's welcome Candy Rochelle Lewis.
It is always wonderful to be acknowledged because we do this work from our heart. But when the community that we serve acknowledges the work that we do, it is such a blessing.
It's my honor to recognize Fathers of the Community and their remarkable nonprofit organization.
It's an actual honor to be honored by the city. And knowing that we're a private organization, like a ministry, is big for our ministers that work with us. And they can tell their kids, I'm part of that.
Well, we got food from District 8, District 9, and District 10. A real smorgasbord, if you will. Soul food, Caribbean food, vegan food.
To see all of the beauty of this event, the movement, the music, also the food and the vendors that were here. This was an amazing experience.
We are honoring some of our community leaders. They're role models for our youth and a source of strength for families in South LA.
We have a community food ministry. We have been providing food for the community for about 2.5+ years.
All of us need to get together and do something for the people that's suffering. That's what we need to do. If you can't feed 100 people, at least feed one.
People realize that everything that we do impacts everyone in this whole country.
In this week's featured story, honoring the first Black Council President, Herb Wesson. Mayor Bass, Council President Harris Dawson, and council members, past and present, came together to unveil the Herb J. Wesson Jr. steps on the south side of City Hall.
When I began to be a public servant, it wasn't about this. I appreciate it, but it wasn't about this. I wanted to be a good man, and I wanted to do my share to make everyone's life better.
We just celebrated Herb Wesson Jr. as the first Black Council President here in our great city of Los Angeles.
We get to name those stairs, those just historical stairs that so many press conferences, so many deep conversations have been had where impact happens. It's only fitting that those stairs be named after Herb Wesson Jr.
When you're sitting in your seat at the council, sometimes you get a tap on the shoulder and somebody whispers in your ear, Council President would like to see you on the South Steps. And people sometimes are kind to the Council President. They say, well, that's where, they go and they work things out. I'm gonna just tell all of you how it really is. When you go to the steps, that's where the Council President told you how it was gonna be.
It's really hard for me to articulate why I'm here today. I cannot believe that steps leading into City Hall have been named after me.
While you were a member of the council, you led the minimum wage fight, the bid for the Olympics. You were a key part of the leadership for that. Leading the bond measure HHH, which led to 10,000 units of housing. Congratulations, Herb. Very, very well deserved. Thank you.
I want little black boys and little Latino girls to walk up and look at that plaque on those steps and say, not only can I do that, I can have a bigger plaque. God bless you all. This is the greatest honor I've ever had in my life.
In this week's Things to Do, enjoy the rescheduled Lunar New Year Golden Dragon Parade. Hear from author Keith Boykin at El Pueblo, and take part in a community cleanup with some council members. All this up next on Things to Do.
Join LA City's Department of Cultural Affairs and the Chinese Chamber of Commerce of Los Angeles to celebrate the Lunar New Year at the Golden Dragon Parade. Due to the wildfires, the parade was postponed from January and now takes place on Saturday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. Spectators can enjoy all the festivities with live performances, music groups, dance troupes, and of course, the traditional lion dance. The 126th Golden Dragon Parade begins at Hill and Temple Street, and with traffic diversions in place, using public transportation is advised. Celebrate the Year of the Snake at the 126th Golden Dragon Parade on Saturday, March 22nd, beginning at 1 p.m. For more information, visit lachinesechamber.org. The El Pueblo Park Association presents an exclusive book talk with Keith Boykin on Saturday, March 22nd. Boykin is a New York Times best-selling author, CNN political commentator, and former White House aide to President Clinton. His latest book is Why Does Everything Have to Be About Race? 25 Arguments That Won't Go Away. The author's conversation will explore the themes of race, history, and belonging, and Boykin will also be signing copies of his book. Please RSVP for your spot before heading to Pico House in El Pueblo, the birthplace of Los Angeles, for Book Talk with Keith Boykin on Saturday, March 22nd at 12 p.m. For more information, visit elpueblo.lacity.gov/events. Council members Eunices Hernandez and Isabel Jurado invite you to join them as they host a community cleanup event on Daly Street on Saturday morning, March 22nd. Help keep the neighborhood clean and connect with other community members during this volunteer event. All participants will be provided with the tools they need to clean, along with protective masks to wear. They will also get water and snacks during the event. Meet at Daly Street for this community cleanup event on Saturday, March 22nd, beginning at 9 a.m. For more information, visit cd1.lacity.gov/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's all for this week. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. Remember that you can watch us online anytime at lacityview.org, and we're also on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.
The smell of regularly scheduled meeting of your Los Angeles City Council. Today is Wednesday, the 19th day of March in the year 2025. My name is Marquise Harris Dawson, and I serve as chair of this council. Public comment will be taken in person here in the John Ferraro City Council chambers. Mr. Clerk, let's begin our proceedings by calling the roll.
Blumenfield, Harris, Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Gerardo, Lee, McOsker, Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky, 13 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, first order of business.
Approval of the minutes of March 18th, 2025.
Councilmember Hutt moves. Councilmember Soto Martinez seconds. What's next?
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Park moves. Councilmember Jurado seconds. Let's run through the agenda.
Items 1 through 28 are items for which public hearings have been held. A corrected Budget and Finance Committee report for item 28 has been submitted and is online under its respective council file. Items 29 through 43 are items for which public hearings have not been held. Item 44 is a closed session item for which public hearing has not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
All right, without objection, those items are now before us. Specials starting on the west side of the horseshoe. Councilmember Hutt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to call item 1 for a separate vote, and on item 2, I'd like it to be continued to April 22nd.
All right. Without objection, that'll be the order.
Thank you.
Councilmember McOsker.
Thank you, Mr. President. From the west side, we'd like to ask for item 13 to be called special for questions of staff and comments.
Okay. Councilmember Jurado.
Thank you, Council President. I would like to call item 16 special for an amendment, which should be circulating shortly if it hasn't already. And I'd like to call item 43 special for a separate vote.
All right. Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. Item 28 for an amendment.
All right. Councilmember Blumenfield, is that you standing for a special? No? Okay. Councilmember Price.
Thank you, Mr. President. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to recuse myself from item 9 because it's unclear to me who is working on this project.
All right. Councilmember Padilla.
Yes, I'd like to make item 43 continue to next Tuesday.
Item
43.
Until?
Tuesday.
Next week, Tuesday. Okay.
And to clarify, that would be March 25th.
All right. Without objection, Councilmember Park.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to call item 4 for an amendment, and that is being circulated.
Perfect. Councilmember Rahman.
Can I call item 10 special for comments and item 11 for an amendment, which I will circulate shortly.
All right.
Thank you.
Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Wait, more?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Could I actually just read the amendment? And this is on behalf.
If it's been circulated, we don't need to read it.
It hasn't been. I'm sorry. I misunderstood
so
because
we
I'm
gotta-
introducing it on behalf of Council District 12. I apologize.
Okay, so we just got to get it circulated before we vote with a signed second, and we're good to go.
Okay.
Thank you. Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Thank you. I'd like to call item 28 for an amendment. And that's being circulated.
All right, all right. Any other specials? I miss anybody? All right, I have a special on behalf of the Council President and the City Council of Los Angeles. We want to wish Councilmember Nazarian a happy birthday today. And there is cake, lots of carbs in the back to celebrate that day. All right. What items are available for the council to vote on at this time?
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items 3, 5 through 8, 12, 14, 15, and 18 through 27.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
And Mr. President, I believe the council may now take up item 1 for a separate vote.
All right, item 1, call special. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes, 1 no.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, the council may now take up item 9, and Councilmember Price will need to recuse on item 9.
All right. Give Councilmember Price the opportunity to recuse. Inasmuch as he has done so, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, the council may now take up item 13, called special for Councilmember McOsker.
All right. Item 13 is before us. Councilmember McCusker.
Much. I believe we have LADWP here. Is the port here as well? Thank you. Oh, there you are. Come on up, please. So, colleagues, this issue involves the power supply and surges or interruptions that occur when surges occur at the Port of Los Angeles. We are endeavoring collectively to make sure that we change our engines and our fuel systems and clean our port to get to zero. And one of the options for powering up that human-operated equipment, by the way, will be electricity. And so we need to make sure that we have a solid, steady, reliable electric supply at the Port of Los Angeles. We are certainly going to need to dramatically increase the amount of power that we're bringing down, the clean power that we're bringing to the Port of Los Angeles. We find ourselves in a current situation where the electricity that is available to port terminal operators now has surges or interruptions, which is not uncommon in power systems. It occurs, but when it occurs at the port and we have this very sensitive, expensive, complicated equipment and a power surge happens, that equipment shuts off to protect itself. And when it shuts off and then it is in the process of correcting itself, it sometimes takes hours, in some cases, to reboot. And that means that the women and men who are working down there and the companies that are moving goods are interrupted for that period of time. And so we asked for a report to come back, and we have a report here, which I don't have any quarrel with. It identifies the number of times that we've seen interruptions and what the circumstances are of the interruptions. It can be on our side of the meter, our side being the city side of the meter. It can be on the tenant's side of the meter. It can have different reasons for why it happened. But what is really going to be important is that we know that we can, from this information, we can develop ways that it does not happen in the future. And so I'd like just a very brief overview of the report for the sake of my colleagues, and then I'll have a couple of questions and I'll identify what will be next steps. So go right ahead.
Good morning. My name is Javier Noriega. I'm with the LADWP Power System.
Right into the mic, pull it towards you and nice and loud.
Javier Noriega. I'm with the LADWP Power System, and joining me is...
I'm Sal Zambrano. I'm an Assistant Chief Harbor Engineer with the Port of Los Angeles.
So we definitely recognize some of the interruptions here at the
Closer,
port.
pull it right to your mouth.
And what we've done here is initiated a study here with the Electric Power Research Institute December of last year to both assess on the DWP side a lot of the power outages that we experience, but also at the terminal operators. So that study currently is underway to both help the Department of Water and Power to assess on our side some of our sensitivities, our system, but also on the terminal operator side and the port as they electrify and a lot of the plans that they have for new equipment and try to address some of the sensitivities. So part of that study, what they're going to give is recommendations to each of the terminal operators on what they can do on their side to try to address some of the sensitivities when they do see a disruption from the power system. And on our side, we will be doing similar. We will be looking at our system that supplies all the power to the terminal operators and look at what we can do from our overhead system to including our underground system on our side. So that study is currently underway. This week, EPRI, the Electric Power Research Institute, is doing site assessment of the terminal, two of the terminal operators. They'll continue through the rest of this month, and then they'll move on to, in April, to the Department of Water and Power, The goal is to get that study completed at the end of the year and give recommendations to each of the terminal operators and POLA and DWP on actions that we can all take to address and minimize the most, as best we can on both sides, from the customer side and the department side, or any power interruptions. A lot of these are what we call power momentary interruptions, and that's our goal, to try to address and minimize those, in particular as the port terminal operators plan to electrify a lot of the equipment.
Before we turn to the port, so basically what we are doing is system improvements on the DWP side of the meter to make sure that we have as smooth, I will say, a supply of power as possible, but also commissioning a report with this independent operator to tell us what would the, and for my sake, I'll simplify, what would be the surge protectors, the things that could be on the customer side of the meter that would be effective to make sure that in the instance of increases or interruptions, decreases in power, that they don't have a shutdown. Is that right? Okay, and then when will that be ready, that report?
October 2025, the end of this year.
In October of 2025.
That's the target.
Okay, on the port side, what are we doing with our terminal operators to get them ready for this and put them in a position where they can protect their assets and protect their workers?
So we're working hand in hand with Water and Power on this report. And in fact, we're the ones that are coordinating with each of the individual terminal operators to bring EPRI onto the terminals. These last 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, they were at TRAPAC. Today they're at 8 p.m. Tomorrow they'll also be at 8 p.m. And then Thursday and Friday, they're going to be at Houston Terminal. So they're analyzing each individual piece of equipment. They're identifying and noting the type of equipment, the motors, the sensitivities that they're recognizing. They're going to take that data back, and then they're going to analyze that and then provide recommendations. They're also going to be looking at what some existing operators do. One of the major issues that really knocks or that impacts delays is really when the ship-to-shore cranes go out. So what we're hearing from the operators is that when even a 10-second outage can put them out for 4 hours, sometimes even 6 hours, where they're not being productive. Nothing can move until that's reset. So those are the things that we're trying to see what can be done not only on the Water and Power side, but also on the customer side, and what have some of our customers already implemented that is working or not working. And so we're going to rely on that report to kind of give us the roadmap for that.
So a few months back, we had a meeting down at the harbor where we were hosted by one of the terminals. The PMSA was there, DWP was there, the port was there, and we sort of constructed this plan. I think it's probably time for us. Can I get a commitment from DWP and the port that we will reconstitute that meeting and make ourselves ready for the October report and discuss progress?
That's a great idea.
And then I also will just say, I'll just put it out there, you have a relationship with your customers. Folks are buying power from you. You have a relationship with your tenants. This is going to be expensive. There's got to be a way that DWP, the port, and the terminal operators share the cost of making sure all this equipment comes in. You're nodding your heads, but you probably can't nod your heads. I'm just telling you that's what we're going to be looking for, a three-way share of the cost. Colleagues, those are answers to my questions. I'm just going to urge that after the item is heard, because it still requires public hearing, that we vote aye on the report, accept the report. I'll be introducing a motion today that's asking for an annual report on outages and asking for a periodic report on progress towards this, and then an annual report for how we've solved the problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Thank you so much, Mr. McCosker, and thank you for the presentation by our team. If there are no other comments on this item, we can open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
And Mr. President, just for the record, there was a request to take item 14 forthwith.
Without objection?
And the council may now take up item 10, called special by Councilmember Rahman, for comments.
All right, Councilmember Rahman.
Great, thank you so much. Colleagues, in item 10, we have before you some work that has gone through our Committee on Housing and Homelessness over the past few months, but I hopeful that you'll be able to support it. As many of you know, we spend a lot of money on our homelessness response, primarily on outreach, shelter beds, and long-term housing. That includes PSH that we're building, as well as rental subsidies. Homelessness response is complicated. It is necessarily interjurisdictional. We deal with multiple city departments like HACLA, LAHD, sanitation. It is also interjurisdictional. We're working with LAHSA and with multiple county departments. And when we started working on homelessness response in the city, we were spending way less money. And so we had a structure that seemed to fit that time, which is that we would allocate money to LAHSA, and then LAHSA would then subcontract with service providers to meet the needs that we were funding. But right now, when our funding for this issue has grown so much, we do not have anyone in City Hall that is tasked with ensuring that our dollars are yielding the performance they should be. No one in City Hall is tasked with knowing, for example, how often encampments are being visited by outreach workers, how many shelter beds are filled on any given night, how many vacancies do we have across our PSH units, and how long are those vacancies taking to get filled. This motion proposes a lightweight and fiscally responsible response to this gap, which is housing this kind of performance and oversight in the housing department, which holds our contracts with LAHSA. And our work that has already been happening on this, thanks to funding from philanthropy, has actually yielded results. Just from collecting this data and looking at outcomes, we have been able to increase the number of units that are being filled monthly in our city-funded PSH units from 74 per month to over 250 per month. And we are reducing vacancies so that we're at over 90% occupancy and actually over 95% occupancy at all of those buildings. That's just from a few months of work. Imagine if we enshrined this in our city, held someone accountable for it, and made sure that we were monitoring these dollars regularly. That's what this motion does, and I hope that it will win your support. Thank you, colleagues.
Councilmember Blumenfield.
Thank you. I want to thank Councilwoman Rahman for putting this forward. It's an honor to second this. It is so important that we consolidate all the things that we're doing on homelessness. You know, this is one city. We have a lot of homeless programs, and we need to have that kind of oversight. And it's a partnership, of course, with the mayor's office, but this bureau is obviously part of the overall structure that the mayor is the executive for. And I know the concerns are sometimes that, if we do somehow institutionalize it, that we're admitting that homelessness is a chronic problem. Well, folks, we've had homelessness for a while. It is a problem that we would all love to solve, but it is something that is here, and we need to deal with professionally as a city. And this is the step to do that. So I'm grateful that you move it forward and appreciate all your great work on this, and urge an aye vote.
All right, please, ma'am, I'm going to ask you to stop disrupting the meeting. You've been warned once. Any other speakers on this item? Seeing none, we can open the roll on the item, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
The council may now take up item 4 as the amendment was circulated.
All right. Item 4, as amended, is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
And Mr. President, while we wait for the other items and their amendments to be circulated, for item 17, I believe there will need to be a motion.
Thank you. I ask that we move the BNF committee report.
And if there is a second?
Second. Seconded by Councilmember Park, Councilmember Harris-Dawson. All right, can we consider that item at this time?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's open the roll on this item, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, I believe the council may now move on to public comment.
All right, I just want to note for the record before we go to public comment, Mr. City Attorney, we have a member of the audience waving an obscene object in the air, all while we've been conducting business this morning. And so I want to make sure that is a part of the public record. Thank you.
To people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak, please state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to. You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes total for the items open for public comment. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time and we will move on to the next speaker. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. We will tell you when your time is up. A couple more announcements, if I could have the interpreters make this one aloud to the room. If you require a Spanish language interpreter, please make sure to pause every few sentences so the interpreters can interpret.
Si requieren un intérprete de español a inglés, por favor háganse cargo de pausar después de cada frase para darle tiempo al intérprete a traducir.
Don't worry, we will hold your time while the interpreters are interpreting, so you will get the same amount of time as everyone else.
Y no se preocupen, les pausaremos el tiempo mientras el intérprete está hablando, entonces recibirán la misma cantidad de tiempo que las otras personas. Gracias.
And for the members of the public who are here, the items that are open for public comment on the agenda are items 28 as amended. If you'd like to see those amendments, they are available on your right-hand side of the council chambers on the bulletin board. Items 29 through 42 and item 44. So let me repeat. The items open for public comment on the agenda are items 28 as amended, items 29 through 42, and item 44. Item 43 has been continued.
Marini, Clyde Barrow, David Duke, Seba, Jeffrey Epstein, Audit LA, and Simon.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Mr. Epstein won't be available today. He's not hanging around. All right, let's get to this here. Let's see. Getting to the business. And thank you for calling me by my natural name, David Duke. Let's see here. What are we going to talk about today? I have to go all through this agenda. Look at this. Let's see here. Item 91, let's start with that one. Item 91, I'm against. Item 92, I support. Item 94, I'm against. Item 97, I'm in favor of. Item 99, I do not support it with amendments. Item 100. Item 100, I have a big problem. I have not seen you put up the report. How dare you? Fuck you and the rest of you assholes on item 100. Item 101, I am
which
thoroughly
items are
against.
you? This is not on the agenda. This is your only warning.
Oh.
Stick to the agenda items or I'm going to move you to general public comment.
What are you doing? Ew! Get on the agenda. Let's try another one. Oh, let me go back. Item 29. Fuck item 29, and fuck that fat bony cow cunt Regas. And then we have Hamburger Hernandez on item 30. Hamburger Hernandez, when you need a helping hand. Yes, she's doing a reap. Now, Hamburger, you're in support of the landlords. I'm glad. We need landlords or there's no housing. Item 194, I'm against. And getting back to item 31, fuck item 31 by Hugo Stalin Contreras. And then number 32, Stalin cunt Regas again on number 32. Another rape. Sellout of people to the landlords. And then we have Hamburger Hernandez on 34 again. And then, of course, item 33, 10-time indicted felon council member Curran Price will be going to court tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning, Division 32. Let's give him a hand. All right. That's right. That's right. Yes. And Tracy Park is waiting for the indictment to go through. And then item 5, KKK, Katie the Cunt Yaroslavsky. Fuck her. 37, the convicted, soon-to-be convicted felon again, Curran DeMille Price. Stalin wants a Hall of Fame for Ellen Pompeo. Who the fuck is Ellen Pompeo? Fuck her.
General
And now
public
for
comment.
the general public comment. All of you labor assholes are now going to have to renegotiate all of that grift and graft of 25% pay hikes. Bob, blob, and bald, the worst thing to come out of Israel since Tel Aviv fucking went neutral, is asking for your money back. Fuck you, Bob. We and the unions will not accept any pay cuts. And then, of course, you know what Tracy Park's going to do? She's going to start issuing furloughs and layoffs. That's right. She was up early this morning, scheming in the elevator, figuring out what she was going to do today. And then we have the illustrious Imelda Padilla selling out labor. Shame on you. And what about you, jackass Stalin? Are you going to tell your labor partners to take a 25% pay cut? I say, fire the Pumpkinhead. Let's say it, everybody. Fire the Pumpkinhead. Fire the Pumpkinhead.
Speaker, your time has expired.
Before the next speaker begins, I will call a few more names. Anisha Williams, Christine Adolph, Flora Gonzalez, Jay Palmer, Joanne Garb, Julieta Garcia.
And Speaker, before you begin, let me just make an announcement to the room really quick.
Yeah,
So
Chase.
with regards to the last speaker, and I suspect a few of the other speakers you're going to hear from today, for members of the public, we really do appreciate your patience. I realize that you've heard some things that are highly offensive. It does not reflect the views of this city. It does not reflect the views of this body or any individual member. We do have to allow them to speak during their public comment period. So please don't take the bait. Just ignore them the best that you can. And again, we appreciate your patience. Thank you. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Well, sir, I have 3 issues that I was pulled into this meeting at the very last minute, encouraged by one of our fine officers outside. And the subjects are homelessness. I'd like to a general comment.
1 minute for general
1
public
minute.
comment. Go ahead.
Intertwining homelessness with the slumlord issue, especially the particular slumlord that the Attorney General is suing right now, and the city attorney is prosecuting. I'm sure you know who he is. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say his name. But I've been reading the letters that the City Council has written to the Police Commission regarding labor trafficking and human trafficking, and the general consensus, according to Detective Ruiz, is that there are no open cases, investigations for labor trafficked individuals because they don't come forward. I myself have been involved by force in labor trafficking for 7 years here in Los Angeles, and I've told the police a number of times, every time I encountered them, they did nothing. And I started reading into what was going on, and everybody thinks that it doesn't exist. It does. I've been a victim, and I still need help. The other thing is the slumlords issue. The LAPD did an assisted eviction from my house, illegal eviction. It's an uninhabitable dwelling. Yes, there's all of my possessions were put onto the corner to be sold and stolen, and that's it for now. Thank
Speaker,
you
your
for
time
listening.
has expired. A couple things, and this is a general announcement for the room. I realize that sometimes the time goes by quickly, so if you'd like to provide additional written public comments, you can do so at lacouncilcomment.com. It's at the top of the agenda. There's a URL. And if you could just wait at the side really quick, just to...
I believe Eunice Hernandez is my councilwoman. I'd like to speak to someone
Okay.
from her office, please.
Understood.
Thank you.
We have to move on to the next
Right.
speaker, but please exit to your right. Yes, thank you. Next speaker?
Testing, testing. You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, can you, before you start my time, I want to speak on all items plus,
Yep.
so
you have
this
3
is
minutes
the-
for the items and 1 minute for general.
before you start my time, can you give me a rundown of, so when you call me off topic, what other topics can I speak on?
So, again, you're here all the time. You're welcome to be here. You have 3 minutes for the items, 1 minute for general. Again, please stick to the items
I know, but can you
themselves
give me
that
the,
are
I
on the
was
agenda
at
for the
Public
first
Works
3
because you're at the
minutes.
same time. Can you just give me what items are on the agenda? Because you said some were removed. I can't see.
So as a reminder to everybody who's here, the items that are open for public comment on the agenda are items 28 as amended, items 29 through 42, and item 44. So you have 3 minutes for the
Thank
items
you,
and 1
sir.
minute for
That's
general.
all I was
Go ahead.
asking. Thank you. And Smoke and Scan wanted to know too. I know they were wondering over there. Anyway, okay, I'm here. I want to talk about the map one, the one with the map. That's in there. I did see that. And I've been here trying to tell you that your maps are wrong. And I don't trust this map being mapped correctly. And I'm going to ask Smoke and Scan if they agree. I think they would. If you guys have a fake street, L. Ron Hubbard Way is not a fake street.
So, Speaker,
This is about I'm making a comparison.
I'm looking at the agenda right now. I do not see a map item that's
There
open
is.
for
It's about
public comment.
updating the
So I'm
map.
going to ask you to stick to the agenda item, or you're welcome to speak to this during general public comment
No,
if you'd
it's
like.
in there, and I'm going to look it up, okay? It is. It's about updating the map, mapping out a thing, okay? Mapping something out. If I'm not intelligent, maybe I'm not intelligent enough to know exactly what
No
you're
one's
meaning
saying
there,
that,
but it is mapping.
I think you're referring to the item that was on the agenda yesterday. So, again,
man.
the items
No,
that
there's
are
one today too. Okay, you know
open for
what? We'll
public
move on.
comment,
Okay.
There is not a map
But
tracked item.
make sure your maps are mapping the right thing and not fake red line curved streets. Okay, so my other thing is all the houses. Like yesterday, you were all talking about just all lighting. Today, it's just about getting rid of houses off the records. Like, you're not really giving us the bigger, juicier things to talk about, things that really matter. Like, all these houses here, like, what, can I have one? Like, I would like one. If you're getting rid of one, I would like to have one. Smoke and Scan might want one. Can we have one? I would like that. But it seems like a lot of ridiculous stuff and just things that, I would like to talk about number one and be thankful that all these neighborhood councils are doing CISs. I wish all you people on the council who's not listening, Ms. Padilla, you're not listening, Ms. Padilla.
I've paused your
Mr.
time.
Nazarian's listening.
Speaker, I've paused your time.
So is
Hold
Mr.
on.
McCosker.
I apologize. Item 42 is about the approval of a final map track
Told
located
you.
at 6200 and then 6206 West Wilshire Boulevard. So if you'd like to speak about that, not L. Ron Hubbard Way, which you can speak to during
Okay, so I can talk about Wilshire Boulevard?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, so on Wilshire Boulevard, you see, I was right? There was a map, so, I thank you that you let me know that I was right. And I knew I was. I knew I wasn't talking about yesterday. Anyway, so when you're mapping Wilshire Boulevard, I politely request that you make sure you map it correctly. Like, if they have, on that property, a street that does not have red curbing, please, as the city, don't map and say that it's a no parking area and that you can't, especially if there's fake parking signs on it. I won't mention that it's like on L. Ron Hubbard Way because you said I can't talk about that. I'm talking about on Wilshire Boulevard. Make sure that you map it correctly because right now, and I won't mention what's happening, that people are getting tickets on L. Ron Hubbard Way because I'm not allowed to talk about that. But I don't want people on Wilshire being duped into tickets that they're paying for when they can't afford it, unless maybe they could afford it better if you'd give them one of these houses, that you're dumping. But, so make sure they're not getting illegal tickets because you're leaving the city open to lawsuits. And I wish and thank you, Ms. Padilla's listening now. I feel it. Thank you, Ms. Padilla. She's making eye contact, but she's not listening.
General public comment?
Thank you. Okay, I'm here about L. Ron Hubbard Way, finally, okay? And, shout out to Smoke and Scan. But I want to say that they have a no parking. They say it's no parking. The city enforces it, I guess, on the word of Scientology because they are your lord and masters of the city, apparently. They even closed off a freaking LAPD CPAP machine for that. Meeting for them. Ridiculous. But it's not. There's no work. And Mr. Hugo, your office or no one can prove to me or to anyone that street is no parking. And so why are you not allowing people to park on it? Why are people getting tickets and spending money illegally? You guys are opening yourself up to lawsuits, because I'd sue you in a heartbeat if you did that to me. And hopefully other people who got tickets will too. And as far as the street vacation, I'm continuing to ask you to say no, because they want everything privatized so people cannot, no one can sit there and see what they're doing illegally. Okay, thank you. Thank you for listening, Mr. Nazarian. I appreciate it. Yeah, he's my guy, and I'm gonna.
Next speaker.
Thank you.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Thank you, asshole. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the reports regarding housing, us house niggers cannot live in Los Angeles. Us house niggers are forced to work 3 jobs because your mayor burned a population of homes belonging to the Jujus. Their beautiful homes burned. And that song from Jim Morrison tells you why.
Speaker, which item are you talking about?
I'm speaking in all the fucking housing, fool.
Those are REAP items. Please limit your comments to the REAP items. If you'd like to speak more generally about it, you can do so in general.
Okay, let me in particular speak on one item, asshole attorney.
Thank you.
Take number 31 and CD 13, fool. Removing the property off of the recommendations that Armando Herman on record state that it's unconstitutional to assess people with these type of fines. Every person in America has a right to their home. And if they like their chinchero in their front of the yard, let it stay there. Because that's the shit Los Angeles looks like today, because your mayor has failed to provide housing, you dumbass attorney Jonathan. Even smoking scans group of people know I'm making a statement on facts, Jack. Look at 32, asshole. Occidental Boulevard. I don't give a fuck about Obama. No one gives a fuck about Obama.
This is your last warning. Stay on topic on the movie to general.
Then we go into CD9, nigga, number 33. Fucking resolutions relative to the fucking removing of property at 1592 East 48th Place. If you have something on rent escrow, people, you need to come here at this podium and defend your right to have those liens and those charges and those fines waived, because they're unconstitutional. No one should have the local government assess your property on fines and make you homeless. And then, what I got, 40 seconds, asshole? Look at number 36, asshole, another housing. Look at number 35, another housing. Am I on topic? Look at item 37, another housing. Look at item number 38, it's different. Hollywood Walk of Shame, fuck you on Ellen Mimo, whatever her name is. No one gives a fuck about you, other than we want our sidewalk and streets clean of the shit that Scientology has put on the goddamn sidewalk and streets, and we want our street taken back. Now into my non-agenda public comment.
Public comment.
You dirty niggers, look what the mayor has done to our beautiful city. She's allowed people to sleep on the sidewalk and street. She's allowed Palestinians to burn the Juju's land off the hills. And now no one wants to build on it. We could build all the homeless housing crisis for vets and homeless people if we took one consideration. And Trump put it on record. Build, 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 drill, drill, drill. And drill that one up your ass, Mr. Attorney, because I don't need dog. I speak a lot of dog shit about Jujus, because the reason, the reason, Jonathan,
Furrowing my brow because none of this appears to be under the jurisdiction of the city.
It has to do with Jujus. They hold the shackles and the keys to the money tree that you goddamn politicians have been stealing. Stop the criminal activities here in LA.
Next speaker. Good morning, Speaker. I know that's a tough act to follow. Which items would you like to speak to?
Hi, I'm just speaking for public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
My name is Anisha Williams. I'm a fast food worker and also a member of the California Fast Food Union's Workers Union. I am urging the council members to please put our ordinance on the agenda. Too many workers are homeless. Too many workers don't know their rights. Too many CEOs and bosses are taking advantage of workers, of not knowing their rights, stealing our wages. Pregnant women don't even know their rights, don't even know that they are able to get family leave to take care of their unborn children or their infant children. It's very sickening how people allow these things to keep on going, and we're homeless,
your
and
time has
we're working
expired,
for
so-
a company that makes so much money. And
Speaker, your time has expired. We have to give everyone the same amount of time. But again, if you'd like to provide additional written comments where there is no limit, you can do so at lacouncilcomment.com. You're also welcome to come to additional meetings. So, good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Buenos días, mi nombre es Julieta García.
Hello, my name is Julieta García. Señora, ¿sobre qué temas quiere comentar?
Comentario público.
Public comment.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Un minuto, adelante.
Soy trabajadora de comida rápida y el día de hoy estoy aquí en representación de 50,000 trabajadores de Los Ángeles.
I am a fast food worker and I'm here today representing 50,000 workers in the city of Los Angeles,
De los cuales estamos tan decepcionados el día de hoy
which we are very deceived on today
porque quitaron de su agenda el tema a tratar de comida rápida.
because you guys took the fast food ordinance off of the agenda.
En mi caso me siguen robando cada pago $87.
And from my check, I get, they steal from me $87,
Eso significa 3 días de comida para mi familia,
which means 3 days of food for my family.
mientras ustedes gozan de buena comida, mi familia y yo.
While you guys get to enjoy good food, my family and I,
Nos falta por el robo de salario que sufrimos todos los trabajadores en la industria de comida rápida.
and we are not able to afford due to the theft of our wages that we get, that we suffer, all us workers in the fast food industry.
Es por eso que les suplicamos
And that is why we are pleased, begging you,
que esta ordenanza
that this ordinance
sea aprobada y sea una ley
be approved and put into law
para que dejen de haber abusos en la industria de comida rápida.
so that there are no more abuses and injustices in the fast food industry.
Por favor, aprueben la ley de trabajo justo en la industria de comida rápida. Gracias.
Please approve the fair and just fast food ordinance. Thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Good morning, and this is a general comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
My name is Christine Adolph, and I'm a librarian at Central Library. And I lost my home in January in the Eaton fires, and I'm here to speak about the city employee disaster relief for me and my colleagues who have also lost their homes in Altadena. We are asking for paid city relief time. The most pressing issue we have is paid time off to rebuild our lives. Starting from scratch is extremely time-consuming and overwhelming. We need to speak with our insurance agencies, find housing, replace our possessions, find mental health care, provide safe environments for our children who may be displaced. My daughter attended the local elementary school, which was closed due to severe fire damage. So time would really benefit us to kind of take care of everything. Thank you for your consideration.
Before the next speaker begins, I will call a few more names. Vivian Bird, Tina Lerno, Patrick Xavier, Nicholas Bayella, Misty Wave, Matthew Hom, and Lydia Grant.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Item number 1, I am Joanne Yvanikar from West Hills Neighborhood Council. We missed it because of traffic.
Don't worry. So item number 1 has already been voted on. You're welcome to speak to it during general, though. So you have 1 minute.
Okay. General, we have a housing project on Wood Lake and Satakoy Avenues in West Hills. And they want to build a 5-story, 382 apartment, low-income housing, and then they changed it, it's going to be senior housing. But it's right in the middle of all single-family homes. There's not another apartment building for almost a mile. Also, it has very bad egress and ingress for the for the in and out, okay? And it is an abomination. These houses are valued at $1 million, and they're going to put this housing project there. It's from Sacramento. They've taken your...
Speaker, your time has expired. We have to move on to the next speaker.
Hi, I'm
morning.
Lydia Grant, and I'm speaking on general public comments.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to say that I'm very disappointed about a vote that was done earlier today in regards to item 1, the neighborhood councils. I think that while the neighborhood councils are currently having their elections, it was a really bad time to basically send a message to the public of the city of Los Angeles that if you volunteer years and put in years of your life to volunteer to improve your community, that the city doesn't and your community don't value you anymore, and that you're going to be removed and not allowed to participate any longer due to term limits. So that is a concern of mine, and I want to say I'm sorry for the disrespect that you guys receive from others. I know that you work really hard, and it's never going to be perfect, and never is everybody going to agree, but I do appreciate the work that you do. Thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
I've got general and all agenda items, please.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
So going to 29, all right, you have something being discussed by LAHD, and I see here none submitted on the CIS report. I know for a fact when I attended the Board of Neighborhood Council meetings, they approached and they clearly stated that nobody has solicited a CIS report from them and they were never given enough time. How can you possibly sit here, and especially you, Hugo, I know you have one here, it's 31 that I'll get to in just a bit. How can you possibly sit here in good faith and say you're doing right by housing and you don't even actively solicit your own constituents? I know each and every one of your neighborhood councils better than you guys do. They know me by name, and they even say that you guys don't even attend those meetings or even have one of your liaisons there. How can you sit here and vote in good faith on any of these housing items at all? How are you not getting the voice of your constituents? And how, still to this day, do we not have any financial oversight on some of these initiatives like Inside Safe? Your own city controller is literally saying not only is the city broke, but that initiative is corrupt to the core and has no oversight. I'll move on to 31 now. 31 is, again, another LAHD item by none other than Hugo. Hugo, you can't even look me in the eyes, man. Your own constituents are telling you what a scumbag you are for colluding with Bass and not having any oversight on Inside Safe. and not helping out your own constituents, and you want no oversight of your own unions. What are you doing, Hugo? You should resign, and you know it. You're a disgrace, just like many other you on the board. I mean, you have an indicted council member on crimes still sitting here, being allowed in this very room. What an absolute clown show, absolute disgrace. And you have Hernandez, who says she's going to stick up for somebody, make a public post about it, only to lie about it, Hernandez. What are you doing? What are you doing? Moving on to general public comment item.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
I want to say there is a street vacation unlawfully being taken on a public street, L. Ron Hubbard Way, and the city is broke and needs money. How do you do that? I'll give you a very bulletproof legal way of doing it. You don't even have to harass protesters, city attorney, with malicious prosecution of charges. I'll tell you how you can do that. You can install legitimate parking meters, and you can also back collect on over $1.25 million for violation of 5611 and 5612 unlawful blockade of the public right-of-way on L. Ron Hubbard Way and Catalina and Fountain Avenue. That's how you do it. You can also punish them with 647 PC. That's a criminal misdemeanor. Their executives hold them in jail for a year, $2,500 per fine, per violation, per day. Each one is a new case. Throw them in jail. Throw them in the court system, just like you're doing to activists. There you go. Make money the legitimate way, not through your scummy programs like Inside Safe.
Okay. Before the next speaker begins, so we're not starting your time. Hold on just a second. Just as an FYI to the public, there are over 99, I believe, neighborhood councils. For neighborhood councils who are listening in, if you would like to submit a community impact statement, you can do so if you approve one as a body, and then you can submit them to the city clerk's portal. So thank you. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
All items and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Okay, let's go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. After all, what I like about that, it doesn't cost us 10 cents. And I was here at the last meeting of Budget and Finance. I think we're about 558 million in the red. So the good thing about the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it's convenient because then good old Reverend Jimmy Swaggart can locate the prostitutes according to where the Hollywood Walk of Fame. After all, just say on Hollywood Boulevard, 6533 at the Allen Pompeo, and I'll meet you there. How convenient. We couldn't be any more convenient. I mean, we could be a streetwalker capital with using these Hollywood Walk of Fame stars as locations. Good for business. It's probably more business than, one of those you haven't run out. Anyway, now let's go buy a subdivision. Well, how much do they cost? Well, I think about $14,000. Yeah, $14,064. That's item 42. Well, it's, what can I say? It's not the 9,000, it's the 14,000. It's in the Jewish district. There's Jewish prices. Now, you can be in denial about that, but remember, denial's in Africa, Egypt, Sudan, all the way down. So much for your denial. You have prices that most people can't afford. That's why we have a lot of homeless, because they can't afford the prices. Now we've got all these things. Oh, wow. 43. Yes, we want to go back to the enforcement of the sitting, lying, sleeping, or storing, using, maintaining, or placing personal property or otherwise obstructing the public right-of-way as further detailed in LAMC Section 4118. You know what this is, folks? This was Chokehold Joe's campaign for mayor, and the guy even dropped out. But that's all this was. It was, I want to be mayor. Let's come up with this silly ordinance that we're not going to enforce, that I'm just going to do for publicity purposes, but I'm going to get stomped by Bass and Caruso and everybody else running for office because nobody's going to vote for a racist white Republican pig running for mayor. And now what's he doing? He's a lobbyist someplace. Any place but here. I get it. So at least he's not going to go to prison. At least he's not going like Englander. But after all, that's all this thing was his gimmick for mayor, nothing else. It's not enforced. You don't do anything about it. And that's, oh, and by the way, Speaking of which, Curran Price, we'll see you in court tomorrow. Isn't that wonderful? One day he's going to make
Not
our
on the
license
agenda, but
plates.
you're welcome to speak. So, general public
I
comment.
know.
Go ahead.
Okay. Soboroff's yes bus. There he goes again, sounding like he did in his failed attempt for mayor. Look at his past record. Yes, he was on an oversight committee monitoring the expenditure of LAUSD school repair Prop BB bonds. Yes, the committee looked for sites to build new schools. Yes, the committee was interested in buying the Van Nuys Drive-In. Yes, Soboroff pulled out his real estate license and sold the property to Christian businessman, Englander supporter, and concerned citizen Bert Bachman. Yes, Bachman flipped the property at our expense, an ill-gotten gain. Yes, that is how Stevie Soboroff operates with his late buddy Bertie Bachman to line their pockets. You want to know what I think about this? It sucks a dick, like this one. Yes, folks, don't trust Stevie Soboroff. All Stevie Soboroff cares about is Stevie Soboroff. And as far as that fire in Palisades with his buddy Bob Brovler as his pal around, I'm glad it burned.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Items 29 through 32 and 38, and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Okay. Item 29 through 32 are for the removal of private properties from the rent escrow account. First, these type of REAP account items are the only ones available to comment on because the short man, corrupt, incompetent Dawson and his ridiculous counsel is incompetent and corrupt. I support these items so that indicted and on trial for pay-to-lay and embezzlement schemes, corrupt criminal Curran Price and Dawson cannot place additional liens on these citizens' properties for their developers and personal gain. In my opinion, the REAP account for these items are all properties were targets of indicted criminal Curran Price and Dawson. In my opinion, the REAP funds collected from these citizens' properties should be returned to them or used for social service programs that would benefit the people of Los Angeles because the city is broke with $260 billion in fire damage from the incompetent Mayor Bass and Sleazy Dawson. In my opinion, wording would be added to these REAP account items that would set up a special audit procedure for the collected funds against council corruption, council incompetence, and set procedures and programs that would benefit the property owners via payment into a property improvement fund and anti-corruption fund. Further, in my opinion, due to Curran Price and Dawson's corruption trial and investigation starting tomorrow, Curran Price and Sleazy Marquise Dawson should not be allowed to vote on these items unless the criminal is acquitted of all these pay-to-play and embezzlement charges he is currently on trial for. In my opinion, these items should have the following language added to them, quote, all funds collected from these property owners will be returned to them along with all expenses associated with the liens placed on these properties by the corrupt city government, end quote. Number 38 is for a walk of fame for Ellen Pompeo. In my opinion, this item should include language to include a walk of fame, walk of shame star for the homeless industrial complex epidemic this corrupt government has created and is too incompetent to improve. This star should read as follows. Is anybody out there dumb enough to think Sleazy Marquise Dawson and the rest of the Clown Council now know how to improve homelessness? General public comment. By the numbers, the LA Council is the most corrupt local government in the history of the U.S. Another agenda with near zero items for public comment. Another example of sleaziness, corruption, incompetence, and cowardice of Marquise Dawson. Fire damage, $275 billion, 6,000 homes destroyed. Raging homelessness is epidemic. The city is literally broke from incompetence and corruption. The city paid out over $600 million last year in legal payout because of the LAPD, etc. There is nothing to comment on because these clowns are doing nothing. Look at them sitting and standing around in their incompetence. While the city burned, Bass was tanning and partying, but the coward fired the fire chief to cover her incompetence. Corrupt Dawson was acting mayor in her absence. What was Dawson's response? What did he do? Why was he not coordinating with the fire chief with an appropriate disaster response? We will find out, little man. We demand Dawson's investigation. Thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
One is already voted on, so that's out. So public comment.
You have 1 minute.
I walked the south side of Ventura Boulevard. If you know what that's like, there are lots of millionaires over there. I was looking for Faith Windsor, and it took about more than a mile, at least a mile. And you see everyone, when you get to her place where the woman, Julie, the geneticist told me to go down where her last known address. By the way, it's a homeless encampment. If you look at it, it says Pig Turd Alley. This is not what a political science professor like Faith Windsor would actually have. I talked to the woman that's living in front. I said, this is a homeless encampment. Look at it. There's little homes everywhere. Somebody's making fun. Someone's letting poor people live in a rich man's area. It's a joke. And she said, oh, that's my neighbor. That's my neighbor. They are hiding Faith
Speaker, your time has expired. Next speaker. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Just the general.
Okay. You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for your time this morning. My name is Tina Lerno, and I'm a librarian with the City of Los Angeles. And I'm here today to ask you for disaster relief assistance. I'm a victim of the Eaton fires, and right now our most pressing issue is time. And we're asking for time from the city to take care of the things that we need to do after a disaster such as this. That's all. Thank you.
Good morning.
I'm here for general comment. My name is Nicholas Bielia. I've worked for the City of Los Angeles since 2012. I am currently a librarian at Central Library. I lost everything in the Eaton fire that was not on my back. I estimate that I have used more than 100 hours dealing with the aftermath of the fire. I have exhausted all of my sick, vacation, and personal leave time, and I'm here to ask that you finalize the city employee disaster relief assistance, please. Thank you.
Good morning, council members. I am Kirsten Xavier. This is my daughter, Cheyenne Xavier.
Good morning. And which items would you like to speak to?
I am speaking in general.
Okay, you have
I
1
am
minute.
a
Go ahead.
children's librarian from Council District 7. I lost my home in the Altadena fires. And I'm here asking for disaster relief assistance. Our most urgent need right now is time. I do believe that the EERC spoke about it at the 9 a.m. meeting. It's CF 25006S39, I think was the council motion. So this is, we really need just a little bit of city time to rebuild our lives, and that's what we're asking for. And we've just been through a lot. We've relocated. My daughter is getting home much later every night. It's affecting sleep, eating, just everything. So that's why we're here today, and thank you so much for your time.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Which items would you like to speak to?
I'd like to make a general comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
My name is Patrick Xavier. I'm the branch manager of Cypress Park Branch Library. I've been a librarian for 20 years serving the communities of Los Angeles. I'm also a fire survivor. You just listened to my wife talk about some of the impacts of the fire, and I really want to urge you to pass that motion to provide city workers with more time. We need time to address our emotional trauma of ourselves and our family, and right now this is just impossible to cut off an hour or half an hour to talk to a counselor. We're dealing with mortgage issues, insurance issues. These are really urgent family issues that we need to deal with to keep our families safe. And this is something that I urge you to pass because, thank you.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Ainsley Herford, and I'm here on behalf of the Coalition to Abolish Slavery and Trafficking, also known as CAST, and I'm speaking today on the Olympic Wage Ordinance. For over 25 years, CAST has provided vital services to survivors of both labor and sex trafficking here in Los Angeles. We know that poverty is a key risk factor for human trafficking, and workers whose wages don't keep pace with the rising cost of housing are especially vulnerable to victimization. These measures within the Olympic Wage Ordinance are not just necessary, they are critical in preventing exploitation. CAST fully supports the Olympic Wage Ordinance and urges the Council to consider its importance in our collective fight against trafficking. We hope this comes to committee soon so that workers can get their Olympic wage. Vote yes. Thank you.
All right, that concludes public comment for today's meeting. Mr. Clerk, what items are available for us to vote on at this time?
Mr. President, the council may now take up items 29 through 42.
All right, those items are now before us. So open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Mr. President, the council may now take up item 11 as the amendment has been circulated.
All right, item 11 is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Council may now take up item 16 as the amendment has been circulated.
All right, let's open the roll on 16, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes. And
All right, what's next?
And finally, the council may now take up item 28 as amended by 28A, Hernandez-Hutt, and 28B, Yaroslavsky-Price.
All right, that item is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right. Mr. Nazarian, did you have questions on 28?
Yes.
Okay, we voted on it, but I want to give you an opportunity to ask your question.
Sure. If the CAO wants to take the table, happy to ask some questions.
All right, Mr. Zabel. All right. Mr. Zabo actually had a presentation for item number 28, which we've already voted on and passed, but I'm going to ask Mr. Zabo to do that presentation now, and at least Mr. Nazarian will have questions for you all. So.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President, and apologize for that confusion, but I will have a public presentation, and then we may continue the conversation in closed session for the items appropriate for closed session. So we are reporting on the mid-year financial status report. I do want to walk through some key takeaways where we are generally in our with our financial status this year. We'll give you a summary of what was in the report that was just adopted. Thank you very much. We will give you a summary of what was in the report, which was just adopted, but really spend most of the time talking about urgent areas of concern as it relates to revenues and expenditures, and outline next steps. So in our mid-year financial status report are the key takeaways. Number one, the city is currently facing serious financial headwinds. The financial conditions are exacerbated by the recent fires, which we will discuss, and there are significant financial uncertainties due to federal actions and federal policies. Immediate spending reductions are required, and this body needs to prepare for further reductions if revenues continue to decline. The likelihood, so we have reported in the financial status report that we are, as of the end of January, down $13 million from plan on the revenue side, and that expenditures are up $300 million over budget. The likelihood that the actual 24-25 revenues will fall short of budget revenues has significantly increased. Property sales, TOT, transit occupancy tax, hotel tax, together combine for a $50 million shortfall in these receipts to date. Risk due to the January wildfires compounds that loss. We do expect, and we are showing that by the end of February, our year end, that we are $141 million short of plan. On the expenditure side, of course, we have discussed over expenditure related to the fires, principally in the fire department and the police department. Most of those over expenditures we hope will be covered ultimately by FEMA reimbursement. We also are continuing to face our dramatic over expenditures in the area of liability claims. We expect to be well over $300 million, whereas we have budgeted $100 million this year. The report that you just approved recommended $190 million in solutions and identifies $30 million in potential future solutions, which includes the wildfire emergency response account. That would leave $80 million in overspending that the report does not address. We also included, as part of those solutions, $76 million in reductions, which are an essential component to that $190 million. Importantly, I do need to note that the reductions in the report do not include any position eliminations and no reductions to the fire department. It is principally reductions in salary accounts and to contractual services, and the salary account reductions would not require any position reductions. The reserve fund would, in the report, will drop down to 3.22%. This is before using the reserve to cover any additional revenue shortfall. We do expect that if the city uses the reserve to address the unresolved overspending, that it would drop to 2.2%, which is below our 2.75% emergency level. So the reserve fund for the remainder of this year will not be available to solve the problems, to solve additional over expenditures or additional revenue shortfall. That's what we just voted on. Now, I do need to address and make this body aware of some urgent areas of concern. As we are about a month away from this body considering the proposed budget for 25-26, principally in three areas: the economic conditions, our current revenue trends, and our cost increases. As we've discussed, the combination of inflation and high interest rates had a severe impact on city revenues. In 23-24, we finished $222 million short of the adopted budget, which caused our reserve to drop below the 5% minimum level to begin this year. This current year, we are seeing a continuing softening of economic activity that supports our business tax, our sales tax, and our hotel tax. And although I said as the financial status report on the agenda today shows revenue 13 million below plan by the end of January, we are projecting revenue down 141 million on information available through February. The economic conditions contributing to this revenue loss are persisting and in most cases are weakening further. Federal trade policy is not only likely to spur further inflation, but also to slow growth and dampen international travel, upon which our hotel tax relies. And therefore there is talk amongst economists that we could be entering a period of stagflation. And federal immigration policy provides a particular threat to our local economy. The construction industry in the state of California is estimated to be about 40% undocumented. And due to the fires, there is nowhere in the country where demand for construction and construction-related services will be higher than here in Los Angeles. So with the confluence of these economic conditions, we are projecting that fiscal 25-26 revenues will fall $315 million short of what is currently projected in our four-year outlook. This is an enormous hole to fill, and this is before we take on a number of obligatory cost increases that we are facing for the coming year. So I want to walk you through what we're facing, and then we are going to identify what the total gap is as we are, again, about a month away from considering next year's budget. So our starting gap in the outlook, if you look at our four-year outlook, is $61 million. I just said, as I just stated, due to the worsening economic conditions that contribute to our economy-sensitive tax revenues, we are looking to be $315 million down below what is in our current outlook. On liability claims, as I said, we are likely to spend $320 million on liability claims this year. We budgeted $100 million. In order to budget appropriately, we will have to increase that a minimum of $100 million and probably more. Due to the extraordinary liability payouts required this year and due to the lower than expected revenue that we began the year with, that we finished the prior year with, so we started with a reserve fund at 4%, and then it was required to draw on the reserve fund to cover many of these extraordinary liabilities. We will finish the year well below our 5% minimum, and there will be a necessary appropriation to the reserve fund to get the reserve fund to the 5% minimum, and that is sizable, $275 million. As many of you are aware, I think all of you are aware at this point, we are heavily subsidizing our solid waste collection program. We project for our next fiscal year that if changes are not made to the rate structure, the general fund will be subsidizing that program by $200 million. That would be $80 million more than what we're subsidizing this year. And so that is something that does need to be addressed, but it's part of the gap that we have to fill. And then we will have an additional pension obligation due principally to the salary increases, and then the measure which consolidated the employees, our public safety employees, into fire and police pensions. That does include a one-time $22 million increase to pensions. So therefore, the gap between anticipated revenues and planned expenditures for fiscal year 25-26 is nearly $1 billion. The proposed budget the mayor will deliver to this council in just over a month from today will close that gap, but it will require extremely difficult cost-cutting decisions. The severity of the revenue decline, paired with rising costs, has created a budget gap that makes layoffs nearly inevitable. We are not looking at dozens or even hundreds of layoffs, but thousands. While layoffs may be necessary, it cannot and will not be the only solution. And I can tell you that the mayor is absolutely committed to preserving as many jobs and city services as possible as we face these economic headwinds. And that means that we need to take other measures immediately to curb the cost increases that are contributing to the deficit. As I said, our solid waste program has not been adjusted in 15 years. Our renters, or most of the renters in the city, are paying the full freight for solid waste collection through the Recicla program. But homeowners are heavily subsidized by the city's general fund. This year, if there's not an adjustment made, it will be $200 million of the general fund. So sanitation has a proposal that will be before this body, and we urge in the strongest possible terms that that proposal be carefully considered and moved forward quickly to achieve full cost recovery. On the issue of liability claims, as I said, the liability exposure to the city has exploded over the past 3 years. We had for a period of about a decade managed liability at around the $100 million level, and over the last 3 years that is now north of $300 million. That has to be addressed. Every dollar that goes towards a liability payout due to a lawsuit is reducing a city service. Our city attorney is currently working with the legislature on a bill to cap damages. Again, our liabilities have tripled. Plaintiffs' attorneys are getting rich at the expense of taxpayers and city services. And I know that all of you have relationships in Sacramento. Some of you have held powerful positions in Sacramento. I would urge, again, in the strongest possible terms, that we look to support the city attorney in coordination with the mayor to address this issue, which is unsustainable. And along these lines, I typically would not discuss the budget development process before the mayor has proposed her budget. That is something that we work with the mayor. We provide analysis and proposals to her and her office as they put the budget together. But because of the severity of the gap that we are facing, the mayor has made it clear that we need to take action now. She's directed my office to take a number of steps for consideration and inclusion in her proposed budget. principally reducing liability costs, making proposals to change the number, structure, and responsibility of city departments to focus the city's work on our most critical services. This is something that we will need to do if we are looking at reducing the number of positions that the general fund supports. She has asked that we look to reduce contract expenses, that we realize payroll and benefit savings, preserve the reserve fund, and make recommendations for structural reforms to ensure that we are not, that we can address the structural gap this year without having to face it for multiple years. Now, Mr. President, I will stop there and open it for questions that are appropriate for open session, and then we have some information to share in closed session as well.
Thank you, Mr. Zabel. We'll begin with Mr. Nazarian.
Thank you, Council President. Mr. Zabel, thank you for your presentation as well. I have a lot of questions, but given also your presentation, I'm sure a lot of my colleagues now have questions as well. But just since we're on this slide, change the number, structure, and responsibilities of departments to focus the city's work on most critical services. So how would we go about doing that exactly? If you have any suggestions or anything in the works that have already started? And I ask this not to be mean-spirited, not to call into question what's already challenging, but we're already not getting to a lot of the basic services that we need. So that's why I just want to know, how are we going to accomplish this?
So that, excuse me, that is as we are evaluating our required field position reductions, we will need to look at consolidating services. We may need to look at eliminating some departments, and that has to be part of the conversation. If we need to curtail the most damaging way that we could proceed with it is just to kind of remove the bottom layer of the city workforce across the board, kind of indiscriminately. What I believe the mayor is asking for, but I do not want to get ahead of her office, is a more strategic approach to reducing, to the extent that we have to reduce and eliminate filled positions.
Which, if we do, we're impacting generations ahead of us.
The reason that I brought this to this body is to provide the reality that the gap to close, our expenditures have to meet with revenue. When the gap between expenditures and revenue approaches $1 billion, it is not possible to close that gap without looking at reduction of some services somewhere in the city.
Okay, so if it's $1 billion, roughly, what percentage is that of the overall budget? And I assume it's appropriate to say the general fund portion of the budget.
Our general fund budget, our general fund adopted budget this year was $8 billion.
Okay, so fair to say about
13%.
15%, okay, 13%. So at what point were there triggers in place that we would have been better made aware of what's coming down?
We monitor.
You do agree that $1 billion is a bit much. 13% is a bit much.
It is extraordinary.
So
it is an extraordinary.
Thank you for using that word. So at what point would we know, or what triggers would be in place to tell us that we are headed in a very wrong direction, especially in light of all the expenditures that we have facing us?
So my office produces regularly reports on the status of our budget. We provide 4 financial status reports a year. Each of those financial status reports have clearly stated that, identified the weaknesses in the revenue that we've anticipated and the over expenditures that we've seen. So starting with our first financial status report in the fall, we were identifying over expenditures, again, particularly in the area of liability claims, over what was budgeted. We identified softening economic conditions, which could have an impact on our revenues, which they have, that has materialized. Everything that has happened since we first reported that back in the fall has worsened. We are having federal policies that, at minimum in the short term, will have negative impact on our revenues. The City of Los Angeles, unlike a lot of smaller cities, relies heavily on economy-sensitive revenues, not just on property tax, and so we are subject to swings in revenue when there's swings in the economy. On top of that, we've had the fires, which will not only require extraordinary spending from the city, but will have a near-term impact for sure on our revenues, principally property tax and business tax, which have also been reported and we're going to have to deal with moving forward.
So I'm not on budget committee. I don't have the benefit of the regular meetings or the reports. You're right, the documents are made available and I can go through it. My staff has scoured through it. I'm just trying to understand though, when we're talking, we were making plans about the convention center project. We're talking about the World Cup, we're talking about Olympics, we're talking about a lot of major investments, some that should have been done maybe a decade ago. Or just as you talked about, the waste fee that hasn't happened in a very long time. So I want to be a lot more specific to my questions, but there's so much to absorb and there's so many different points. I'll just leave it to, at least for the sake of time and for the benefit of other questions. I just want to know, what does it mean when you talk about the drop of the reserves from 3.22 to 2.22? What does that signal? How much are we going to be paying more in interest? What is it going to do in our ability to borrow more money at a time when especially we need to borrow more money?
That is the basis of our recommendation as we are looking in defining what the gap is. That gap includes an extraordinary appropriation to the reserve fund. It is absolutely essential that, particularly given the growing uncertainties in the national and global economy, that we have a reserve fund that is at or above our 5% minimum. We started this year, because of revenue loss, below 5%, and it has caused the problems that you've seen. We've had to look at other ways and other curtailments because we did not have the reserves to rely on. That is what the reserve fund is for. It is to provide the buffer against swings in the economy. So it is, again, it will be our strongest possible recommendation that even as this council will soon consider very difficult decisions on services, that we restore the reserve fund to the 5% level.
So if I'm a credit agency looking at our city's financial health right now, and I see that we have in reserves, currently what do we have? Is it under 275?
The dollar number. It's, yeah, we'll get that number. No, it's currently, the percentage is 3.22% currently, but we project.
What is that dollar-wise?
The 200 and about 220 to 230 million, but we'll get you the exact figure.
So which is less than 1/4 of the overall budgetary gap.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 263. Thank you.
260, okay, so roughly 1/4, a little over 1/4 of the budgetary gap. How is that going to impact us right now, especially for the foreseeable future?
Well, the reserve fund is there to absorb fluctuations, unplanned fluctuations in expenditures and revenues.
But it also communicates a level of confidence that we can absorb the costs that are coming ahead.
Yes. Councilman, I'm identifying the level that the reserve is at currently and the need to restore the reserve fund to the appropriate level. It is my hope and my strong recommendation that when the mayor proposes the budget, that the council adopts the required appropriation to the reserve as we head into the next year. We're in agreement on that.
Okay. If there's time, I'll be happy to ask some more questions later.
All right, Mr. Price? Okay.
Thank you, Matt. One approach, not in providing more revenue, but in sort of easing the revenue process, the budgeting process, is to go to a 2-year budget. Is that something you think would help in our process, in our budgetary process? Is that something you're prepared to support at this time, or would rule against that, or what you're thinking?
You know, I don't want to go too much into that. I think there'll be time to discuss the budget process, and there are certainly positives and negatives and trade-offs with a 2-year budget conversation. The process, unless the process is a process that generates revenue, or that results in additional revenue, or it's a process that results in reduced expenditures, that's not going to help close the gap. So we still need, at the end of the day, to align expenditures with revenue. And that very well may be a more useful process in terms of planning, but of course it would have limitations because in 2 years, you know, you'd have to make 2-year projections. And given the pace of swings in the economy, it would be actually more difficult to have more precise revenue projections and to base a budget off of that. So you still would have to, under any process that we would adopt, whether it be a 2-year or multi-year budget, there would still be a need to have budget control mechanisms put in place, much like our financial status reports, to make adjustments as we move through the year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us today. Can you do you have an example of when the city was in a similar financial situation so that we can place ourselves in the gravity of things, even though we know they're grave?
So the closest that this would compare to would be, and I believe it was the 09-10 budget, which was the first year that the city felt the full impact of the crash in 2008 and the subsequent recession, where I believe the gap to close in that year was about $500 million. And the budget, the total general fund budget, was around $5 billion, give or take. So that would be the closest comparison.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Council President.
All right, that concludes the folks on the queue. So we've already considered item number 28, so we'll thank you all for that and ask you to hang tight at the desk. And then I'll ask the sergeants to prepare the room for closed session. And we're asking, so closed session should include the members of the council, members of the clerk staff, CLA, CAO, 2 staff members per council member, and we're asking everybody to hold it to 2 members per council office, And everybody else should vacate the room. And the mayor's office. Yes, 2 people from the mayor's office.
As spring approaches, the Los Angeles City Emergency Department, or EMD, wants Angelinos to know it's important to be prepared for an emergency. The EMD states that disasters are a matter of when, and you can prepare by documenting your property beforehand and making sure you have adequate insurance coverage. For alerts, warnings, and up-to-date information, sign up for the City of LA's free mass notification system, Notify LA, at emergency.lacity.gov/Notify LA. Be prepared for any disaster by creating a checklist for your critical documents and valuables in case of an emergency and for insurance purposes. To find out more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. Los Angeles World Airports, known as LAWA, announced the Winter-Spring 2025 lineup for LAX Presents, a curated music series at Los Angeles International Airport. In partnership with Rum & Humble and Dub Lab, the series is staged in locations across domestic and international terminals and runs through June 2025. According to LAWA, LAX Presents elevates the airport to a thoughtful venue for experimentation and forward-thinking philosophy in the arts. Celebrating its 10th season, LAWA is pleased to host 16 standout artists in a variety of music genres in the first half of this year. For more information, go to lawa.org/news-releases. In a continued effort to lead the recovery from the LA wildfires in the Palisades, Mayor Karen Bass announced the Do Not Drink notice has been lifted as of March 7, 2025. The LA Department of Water and Power, LADWP, worked 7 days a week to flush and test the water pipes, working closely with the state to meet the requirements to safely lift the Do Not Drink notice entirely. This announcement was made with recovery leaders at the city's new Unified Utilities Rebuild Operations Center, where staff works directly with LADWP customers and contractors. Mayor Bass also worked with Governor Gavin Newsom's office to ensure homeowners can access as-built plans and allow the city to automatically reissue permits for homes built in recent years. To find more information, go to mayor.lacity.gov/press. #1 cause of preventable death after injury is bleeding. Someone who is severely bleeding can bleed to death in as little as 5 minutes. Minutes count, and your LAFD thanks you for learning how to stop the bleed by following the ABCs. If someone has an injury with blood spurting out of the wound, clothing soaked in blood, bleeding that won't stop, or loss of any part of an arm or leg, you need to act quickly. The first step is A for alert. Have someone call 911. The next step is B for bleeding. Locate the bleeding injury and remove any clothing covering the area so you can see the injury. The final step is C, compress. If the injury is to the leg or arm, prepare to use the tourniquet. Unwrap the tourniquet and apply it 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Do not place the tourniquet onto a joint. Go above the joint if necessary. Pull the free end of the tourniquet and wrap it until it is tight. Wind the windlass until the bleeding stops. Secure the windlass in place. Note the time the tourniquet was applied and write it down, if you can, or tell first responders when they arrive. Join LA City's Department of Cultural Affairs and the Chinese Chamber of Commerce of Los Angeles to celebrate the Lunar New Year at the Golden Dragon Parade. Due to the wildfires, the parade was postponed from January and now takes place on Saturday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. Spectators can enjoy all the festivities with live performances, music groups, dance troupes, and of course, the traditional lion dance. The 126th Golden Dragon Parade begins at Hill and Temple Street, and with traffic diversions in place, using public transportation is advised. Celebrate the Year of the Snake at the 126th Golden Dragon Parade on Saturday, March 22nd, beginning at 1 p.m. For more information, visit lachinesechamber.org. The El Pueblo Park Association presents an exclusive book talk with Keith Boykin on Saturday, March 22nd. Boykin is a New York Times best-selling author, CNN political commentator, and former White House aide to President Clinton. His latest book is Why Does Everything Have to Be About Race? 25 Arguments That Won't Go Away. The author's conversation will explore the themes of race, history, and belonging, and Boykin will also be signing copies of his book. Please RSVP for your spot before heading to Pico House in El Pueblo, the birthplace of Los Angeles, for Book Talk with Keith Boykin on Saturday, March 22nd at 12 p.m. For more information, visit elpueblo.lacity.gov/events. Council members Eunices Hernandez and Isabel Jurado invite you to join them as they host a community cleanup event on Daly Street on Saturday morning, March 22nd. Help keep the neighborhood clean and connect with other community members during this volunteer event. All participants will be provided with the tools they need to clean, along with protective masks to wear. They will also get water and snacks during the event. Meet at Daly Street for this community cleanup event on Saturday, March 22nd, beginning at 9 a.m. For more information, visit cd1.lacity.gov/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
Every day, over 100 Americans die from secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke in children can cause asthma, ear infections, and increased risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Go to smokefreehomesla.com. Learn how you can protect your home from secondhand smoke.
As spring approaches, the Los Angeles City Emergency Department, or EMD, wants Angelinos to know it's important to be prepared for an emergency. The EMD states that disasters are a matter of when, and you can prepare by documenting your property beforehand and making sure you have adequate insurance coverage. For alerts, warnings, and up-to-date information, sign up for the City of LA's free mass notification system, Notify LA, at emergency.lacity.gov/Notify LA. Be prepared for any disaster by creating a checklist for your critical documents and valuables in case of an emergency and for insurance purposes. To find out more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. Los Angeles World Airports, known as LAWA, announced the Winter-Spring 2025 lineup for LAX Presents, a curated music series at Los Angeles International Airport. In partnership with Rum and Humble and Dub Lab, the series is staged in locations across domestic and international terminals and runs through June 2025. According to LAWA, LAX Presents elevates the airport to a thoughtful venue for experimentation and forward-thinking philosophy in the arts. Celebrating its 10th season, LAWA is pleased to host 16 standout artists in a variety of music genres in the first half of this year. For more information, go to lawa.org/news-releases. In a continued effort to lead the recovery from the LA wildfires in the Palisades, Mayor Karen Bass announced the Do Not Drink notice has been lifted as of March 7, 2025. The LA Department of Water and Power, LADWP, worked 7 days a week to flush and test the water pipes, working closely with the state to meet the requirements to safely lift the Do Not Drink notice entirely. This announcement was made with recovery leaders at the city's new Unified Utilities Rebuild Operations Center, where staff works directly with LADWP customers and contractors. Mayor Bass also worked with Governor Gavin Newsom's office to ensure homeowners can access as-built plans and allow the city to automatically reissue permits for homes built in recent years. To find more information, go to mayor.lacity.gov/press. The number one cause of preventable death after injury is bleeding. Someone who is severely bleeding can bleed to death in as little as 5 minutes. Minutes count, and your LAFD thanks you for learning how to stop the bleed by following the ABCs. If someone has an injury with blood spurting out of the wound, clothing soaked in blood, bleeding that won't stop, or loss of any part of an arm or leg, you need to act quickly. The first step is A for alert. Have someone call 911. The next step is B for bleeding. Locate the bleeding injury and remove any clothing covering the area so you can see the injury. The final step is C, compress. If the injury is to the leg or arm, prepare to use the tourniquet. Unwrap the tourniquet and apply it 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Do not place the tourniquet onto a joint. Go above the joint if necessary. Pull the free end of the tourniquet and wrap it until it is tight. Wind the windlass until the bleeding stops. Secure the windlass in place. Note the time the tourniquet was applied and write it down, if you can, or tell first responders when they arrive. Join LA City's Department of Cultural Affairs and the Chinese Chamber of Commerce of Los Angeles to celebrate the Lunar New Year at the Golden Dragon Parade. Due to the wildfires, the parade was postponed from January and now takes place on Saturday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. Spectators can enjoy all the festivities with live performances, music groups, dance troupes, and of course, the traditional lion dance. The 126th Golden Dragon Parade begins at Hill and Temple Street, and with traffic diversions in place, using public transportation is advised. Celebrate the Year of the Snake at the 126th Golden Dragon Parade on Saturday, March 22nd, beginning at 1 p.m. For more information, visit lachinesechamber.org. The El Pueblo Park Association presents an exclusive book talk with Keith Boykin on Saturday, March 22nd. Boykin is a New York Times best-selling author, CNN political commentator, and former White House aide to President Clinton. His latest book is Why Does Everything Have to Be About Race? 25 Arguments That Won't Go Away. The author's conversation will explore the themes of race, history, and belonging, and Boykin will also be signing copies of his book. Please RSVP for your spot before heading to Pico House in El Pueblo, the birthplace of Los Angeles, for Book Talk with Keith Boykin on Saturday, March 22nd at 12 p.m. For more information, visit elpueblo.lacity.gov/events. Council members Eunices Hernandez and Isabel Jurado invite you to join them as they host a community cleanup event on Daly Street on Saturday morning, March 22nd. Help keep the neighborhood clean and connect with other community members during this volunteer event. All participants will be provided with the tools they need to clean, along with protective masks to wear. They will also get water and snacks during the event. Meet at Daly Street for this community cleanup event on Saturday, March 22nd, beginning at 9 a.m. For more information, visit cd1.lacity.gov/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
Every day, over 100 Americans die from secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke in children can cause asthma, ear infections, and increased risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Go to smokefreehomesla.com. Learn how you can protect your home from secondhand smoke.
As spring approaches, the Los Angeles City Emergency Department, or EMD, wants Angelinos to know it's important to be prepared for an emergency. The EMD states that disasters are a matter of when, and you can prepare by documenting your property beforehand and making sure you have adequate insurance coverage. For alerts, warnings, and up-to-date information, sign up for the City of LA's free mass notification system, Notify LA, at emergency.lacity.gov/notifyla. Be prepared for any disaster by creating a checklist for your critical documents and valuables in case of an emergency and for insurance purposes. To find out more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. Los Angeles World Airports, known as LAWA, announced the Winter-Spring 2025 lineup for LAX Presents, a curated music series at Los Angeles International Airport. In partnership with Rum & Humble and Dub Lab, the series is staged in locations across domestic and international terminals and runs through June 2025. According to LAWA, LAX Presents elevates the airport to a thoughtful venue for experimentation and forward-thinking philosophy in the arts. Celebrating its 10th season, LAWA is pleased to host 16 standout artists in a variety of music genres in the first half of this year. For more information, go to lawa.org/news-releases. In a continued effort to lead the recovery from the LA wildfires in the Palisades, Mayor Karen Bass announced the Do Not Drink notice has been lifted as of March 7, 2025. The LA Department of Water and Power, LADWP, worked 7 days a week to flush and test the water pipes, working closely with the state to meet the requirements to safely lift the Do Not Drink notice entirely. This announcement was made with recovery leaders at the city's new Unified Utilities Rebuild Operations Center, where staff works directly with LADWP customers and contractors. Mayor Bass also worked with Governor Gavin Newsom's office to ensure homeowners can access as-built plans and allow the city to automatically reissue permits for homes built in recent years. To find more information, go to mayor.lacity.gov/press. The #1 cause of preventable death after injury is bleeding. Someone who is severely bleeding can bleed to death in as little as 5 minutes. Minutes count, and your LAFD thanks you for learning how to stop the bleed by following the ABCs. If someone has an injury with blood spurting out of the wound, clothing soaked in blood, bleeding that won't stop, or loss of any part of an arm or leg, you need to act quickly. The first step is A for alert. Have someone call 911. The next step is B for bleeding. Locate the bleeding injury and remove any clothing covering the area so you can see the injury. The final step is C, compress. If the injury is to the leg or arm, prepare to use the tourniquet. Unwrap the tourniquet and apply it 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Do not place the tourniquet onto a joint. Go above the joint if necessary. Pull the free end of the tourniquet and wrap it until it is tight. Wind the windlass until the bleeding stops. Secure the windlass in place. Note the time the tourniquet was applied and write it down, if you can, or tell first responders when they arrive. Join LA City's Department of Cultural Affairs and the Chinese Chamber of Commerce of Los Angeles to celebrate the Lunar New Year at the Golden Dragon Parade. Due to the wildfires, the parade was postponed from January and now takes place on Saturday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. Spectators can enjoy all the festivities with live performances, music groups, dance troupes, and of course, the traditional lion dance. The 126th Golden Dragon Parade begins at Hill and Temple Street, and with traffic diversions in place, using public transportation is advised. Celebrate the Year of the Snake at the 126th Golden Dragon Parade on Saturday, March 22nd, beginning at 1 p.m. For more information, visit lachinesechamber.org. The El Pueblo Park Association presents an exclusive book talk with Keith Boykin on Saturday, March 22nd. Boykin is a New York Times best-selling author, CNN political commentator, and former White House aide to President Clinton. His latest book is Why Does Everything Have to Be About Race? 25 Arguments That Won't Go Away. The author's conversation will explore the themes of race, history, and belonging, and Boykin will also be signing copies of his book. Please RSVP for your spot before heading to Pico House in El Pueblo, the birthplace of Los Angeles, for Book Talk with Keith Boykin on Saturday, March 22nd at 12 p.m. For more information, visit elpueblo.lacity.gov/events. Council members Eunices Hernandez and Isabel Jurado invite you to join them as they host a community cleanup event on Daly Street on Saturday morning, March 22nd. Help keep the neighborhood clean and connect with other community members during this volunteer event. All participants will be provided with the tools they need to clean, along with protective masks to wear. They will also get water and snacks during the event. Meet at Daly Street for this community cleanup event on Saturday, March 22nd, beginning at 9 a.m. For more information, visit cd1.lacity.gov/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
Every day, over 100 Americans die from secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke in children can cause asthma, ear infections, and increased risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Go to smokefreehomesla.com. Learn how you can protect your home from secondhand smoke.
As spring approaches, the Los Angeles City Emergency Department, or EMD, wants Angelinos to know it's important to be prepared for an emergency. The EMD states that disasters are a matter of when, and you can prepare by documenting your property beforehand and making sure you have adequate insurance coverage. For alerts, warnings, and up-to-date information, sign up for the City of LA's free mass notification system, Notify LA, at emergency.lacity.gov/notifyla. Be prepared for any disaster by creating a checklist for your critical documents and valuables in case of an emergency and for insurance purposes. To find out more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. Los Angeles World Airports, known as LAWA, announced the Winter-Spring 2025 lineup for LAX Presents, a curated music series at Los Angeles International Airport. In partnership with Rum and Humble and Dub Lab, the series is staged in locations across domestic and international terminals and runs through June 2025. According to LAWA, LAX Presents elevates the airport to a thoughtful venue for experimentation and forward-thinking philosophy in the arts. Celebrating its 10th season, LAWA is pleased to host 16 standout artists in a variety of music genres in the first half of this year. For more information, go to lawa.org/news-releases. In a continued effort to lead the recovery from the LA wildfires in the Palisades, Mayor Karen Bass announced the Do Not Drink notice has been lifted as of March 7, 2025. The LA Department of Water and Power, LADWP, worked 7 days a week to flush and test the water pipes, working closely with the state to meet the requirements to safely lift the Do Not Drink notice entirely. This announcement was made with recovery leaders at the city's new Unified Utilities Rebuild Operations Center, where staff works directly with LADWP customers and contractors. Mayor Bass also worked with Governor Gavin Newsom's office to ensure homeowners can access as-built plans and allow the city to automatically reissue permits for homes built in recent years. To find more information, go to mayor.lacity.gov/press. The number one cause of preventable death after injury is bleeding. Someone who is severely bleeding can bleed to death in as little as 5 minutes. Minutes count, and your LAFD thanks you for learning how to stop the bleed by following the ABCs. If someone has an injury with blood spurting out of the wound, clothing soaked in blood, bleeding that won't stop, or loss of any part of an arm or leg, you need to act quickly. The first step is A for alert. Have someone call 911. The next step is B for bleeding. Locate the bleeding injury and remove any clothing covering the area so you can see the injury. The final step is C, compress. If the injury is to the leg or arm, prepare to use the tourniquet. Unwrap the tourniquet and apply it 2 to 3 inches above the wound. Do not place the tourniquet onto a joint. Go above the joint if necessary. Pull the free end of the tourniquet and wrap it until it is tight. Wind the windlass until the bleeding stops. Secure the windlass in place. Note the time the tourniquet was applied and write it down, if you can, or tell first responders when they arrive. Join LA City's Department of Cultural Affairs and the Chinese Chamber of Commerce of Los Angeles to celebrate the Lunar New Year at the Golden Dragon Parade. Due to the wildfires, the parade was postponed from January and now takes place on Saturday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. Spectators can enjoy all the festivities with live performances, music groups, dance troupes, and of course, the traditional lion dance. The 126th Golden Dragon Parade begins at Hill and Temple Street, and with traffic diversions in place, using public transportation is advised. Celebrate the Year of the Snake at the 126th Golden Dragon Parade on Saturday, March 22nd, beginning at 1 p.m. For more information, visit lachinesechamber.org. The El Pueblo Park Association presents an exclusive book talk with Keith Boykin on Saturday, March 22nd. Boykin is a New York Times best-selling author, CNN political commentator, and former White House aide to President Clinton. His latest book is Why Does Everything Have to Be About Race? 25 Arguments That Won't Go Away. The author's conversation will explore the themes of race, history, and belonging, and Boykin will also be signing copies of his book. Please RSVP for your spot before heading to Pico House in El Pueblo, the birthplace of Los Angeles, for Book Talk with Keith Boykin on Saturday, March 22nd at 12 p.m. For more information, visit elpueblo.lacity.gov/events. Council members Eunices Hernandez and Isabel Jurado invite you to join them as they host a community cleanup event on Daly Street on Saturday morning, March 22nd. Help keep the neighborhood clean and connect with other community members during this volunteer event. All participants will be provided with the tools they need to clean, along with protective masks to wear. They will also get water and snacks during the event. Meet at Daly Street for this community cleanup event on Saturday, March 22nd, beginning at 9 a.m. For more information, visit cd1.lacity.gov/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
Every day, over 100 Americans die from secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke in children can cause asthma, ear infections, and increased risk of sudden infant death syndrome. Go to smokefreehomesla.com. Learn how you can protect your home from secondhand smoke.
As spring approaches, the Los Angeles City Emergency Department, or EMD, wants Angelinos to know it's important to be prepared for an emergency. The EMD states that disasters are a matter of when, and you can prepare by documenting your property beforehand and making sure you have adequate insurance coverage. For alerts, warnings, and up-to-date information, sign up for the City of LA's free mass notification system, Notify LA, at emergency.lacity.gov/notifyla. Be prepared for any disaster by creating a checklist for your critical documents and valuables in case of an emergency and for insurance purposes. To find out more information, visit emergency.lacity.gov/newsletters. Los Angeles World Airports, known as LAWA, announced the Winter-Spring 2025 lineup for LAX Presents, a curated music series at Los Angeles International Airport. In partnership with Rum & Humble and Dub Lab, the series is staged in locations across domestic and international terminals and runs through June 2025. According to LAWA, LAX Presents elevates the airport to a thoughtful venue for experimentation and forward-thinking philosophy in the arts. Celebrating its 10th season, LAWA is pleased to host 16 standout artists in a variety of music genres in the first half of this year. For more information, go to lawa.org/news-releases. In a continued effort to lead the recovery from the LA wildfires in the Palisades, Mayor Karen Bass announced the Do Not Drink notice has been lifted as of March 7, 2025. The LA Department of Water and Power, LADWP, worked 7 days a week to flush and test the water pipes, working closely with the state to meet the requirements to safely lift the Do Not Drink notice entirely. This announcement was made with recovery leaders at the city's new Unified Utilities Rebuild Operations Center, where staff works directly with LADWP customers and contractors. Mayor Bass also worked with Governor Gavin Newsom's office to ensure homeowners can access as-built plans and allow the city to automatically reissue permits for homes built in recent years. To find more information, go to mayor.lacity.gov/press.
Proceed. Okay. Apparently the back door isn't open. All right. Give my open session calling the roll.
Bloomfield, Harris Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Gerardo, Lee, McOsker, Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto, Martinez, Yaroslavsky. 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
All right. City Attorney, is there anything to report out of closed session?
There is nothing we have to report out. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Clerk, what's before us?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
They are posted and referred.
The desk is
Announcements, members? Announcements? Seeing no announcements, I'll ask everybody in the chamber to rise for adjourning motions. Do I have any adjourning motions on the west to my left? Any on the right? Seeing none, we are adjourned. See you all on Friday.